Hey Flosstube, it's Julie the Gulf Coast Stitcher back for a Stitchy update and a shop update. Today is Tuesday, April 10th. And I just wanted to touch base with y'all on a few things. It won't be a long video today, but I got great response to the window shopping that some of you called it, that you like to do while you're stitching. So I'm going to show a few new charts that I listed today and just do a little info update on the shop. As far as my stitching goes, I'm still working on the Prairie Life sampler. I have not put a whole lot of stitches in it this week as I've just been crazy busy. I'm finishing up with school for the semester over the next, I think I have 3 weeks left, and of course all the projects and everything are due right here at the end. And we had my stepdaughter this weekend, so it's just been a full, very full weekend. It was Dan's birthday, so I'm happy. I had a great weekend, but I'm happy to kind of get back on track for things for this week. So just wanted to discuss a few things. First off, let's talk about the retirement of Pat Carson. So I mentioned in one of my previous videos that Pat would be retiring and that I didn't know how long, how much I loved her needles and didn't know how long we would continue to be able to get them. I mean, and I still stand by that statement as far as who knows how long we'll be able to get stuff because, I mean, thread magic, right? The thread conditioners, those things happen, and when there's a tool that you love, I recommend you making sure you have stock of it no matter what. That being said, I did make the comment that Pat was retiring, and part of that was a miscommunication on my part, but another online retailer was quick to correct me with that, and I guess that comment made its way quickly through the Flosstube Coconut Telegraph community, and I do apologize if there was any confusion about that. So, Designs by Gloria and Pat is what Pat is retiring from. So I got this bag and it's full of stuff going to the post office. So that is clearly where I got that information, not just from that, but from other interviews that I've seen with Pat. And, she's been in the industry for so long, she's such a pioneer, and she is retiring from her designing. However, that being said, I did speak with her today via Facebook Messenger to clarify any miscommunications on my part, and she's going to continue producing the needles. She did say, and this is of course where I got that too, that she didn't know exactly how long she'd be able to get the size 28s, but there's no issue getting 24s and 26s, so don't panic. However, as I said, if there's a tool that you love, I think you should stockpile. That's what I do. I have enough. I told Pat this morning, I have enough of her needles to last me a lifetime because you don't really need a lot of them to begin with. I mean, they last a really long time and they're awesome. So, not to fear. Don't panic. Don't feel like I didn't mean to, instigate any kind of panic amongst the masses about Pat's needles. I know that when I ordered this past week from the distributor that size 28s were out of stock, which I have already mentioned that to you guys. I do have a list. If you want to get on the list, I'll be sure to PayPal you when they get back in. I think they'll be in towards the end of June is what I understand. But not to panic. Again, I don't know how, I don't know. I apologize for any miscommunication. Pat is not leaving the needle world anytime soon. So that is a blessing because they are amazing. So that being said, I did want to talk about waiting list situations. A few people have messaged me and asked me, like, what's your store's policy when you're out of stock? And I don't really know that I don't really like the word policy because I think that's kind of, I don't know, that seems kind of derogatory in some way to me, but my position on it is that if you would like something that is currently out of stock in the website, please message me through the website. That's the best way for me to keep up with your correspondence because it ties it right to your shop account with me. And I will be happy to put you on a list, and then I will order from the distributor, and whenever the said item that you are looking for comes back in stock, I will email you first and send you a PayPal And then if you don't respond to the PayPal or the email within 2 or 3 days, I will list the item that I held for you. I'll put on the website for anybody else to purchase. Also, thank you guys for communicating with me. I hope I've done a good job in staying in communication back with you. However, you don't have to message me every time something goes out of stock because the website alerts me. So as soon as I see the alerts, usually right there from my phone, I go add whatever is out of stock to my next order. There are no guarantees with out of stocks. That was weird. I just had a weird call come in. Let me put my phone on airplane mode. You guys tell me to do this every time. Okay, hopefully that won't. Something weird just happened to my computer screen. But anyway, I'm not going to start over because I'm 5 minutes in. So with out of stocks, message me. Tell me what item you want to be put on the list for. There, like I said, I mean, I wish I could guarantee that everybody will get every single thing they want. That would be amazing, but I can't do that. So if you have messaged me, let's say for example, Blackbird Designs. You say, hey, I want, please put me on the list for Home for the Holidays. Jan Hicks, you're on the list. As soon as Home for the Holiday, every time I order from my distributors, I put Home for the Holidays on the order. Every time they cut it and say it's out of stock, they don't give me an update to say, hey, this item's back in stock. So I just keep continuing to try to order it. And that's what I'll keep doing. So when Home for the Holidays comes in, I will immediately pull them for people who are on the waiting list. I will PayPal them, wait for them to respond before I put that on the website. I think that's fair. So if you message me and ask to be on the waiting list for something, please go on the assumption that you will be receiving a PayPal for that item when it comes in. I haven't really had a problem with this other than just 1 or 2 times so far that people have said, hey, I want that, so I order it on their behalf, and then they don't address their PayPal. So I'll be listing some of those things this week. But it happens. If you can't wait or, you decide to get something from somewhere else, that's fine. But just understand that I will be listing them after, a couple days, because I think that's fair. We all check our email, especially if you're looking for something. PayPal sends you an email when you get an invoice. We check our emails a few times, however many times a day. So I think that's fair. So feel free to do that. Waiting lists are great. I don't have a problem with it. It makes it easier for me. It also kind of gives me an idea how many people are looking for something. I've had a few people say, how do you know what to order? You don't. You just kind of go with your gut, I guess. And some things are no-brainers. I mean, I know that we all love most of the people who shop my shop love Blackbird Design, so I'm going to order what I think is sufficient for that, and maybe they'll sell and maybe they won't. But I try to order stuff that is kind of unique and different with a few good classics and standards in there. So I hope that you all will agree with me on that. So that's it. That's kind of the 2 points I wanted to make about the shop as far as Pat Carson is not retiring from needles. However, we don't know how long we'll be able to get the size 28s. And she is retiring from her designing, and if you want to be on the waiting list for something, shoot me an email. So I said a lot of words just to say that, right? Let's see. I told you I'm working on Prairie Life. On the 16th, which is Monday, starts the Here Lies My Needles stitch along that I'm hosting on Facebook. I will put the link below. You guys have been awesome in supporting that as well. I think it's just a fun idea. Although I find it kind of ironic when I think about Here Lies My Needles that I don't have a whole lot of dead needles because I do use Pat Carson's needles that last for a really long time. But eventually I'm sure I'll have a nice collection that I can stick on there. Let's see. So needle minders are available from the Perfectly Imperfect Stitcher for those. Mama Joan has a really awesome bag, which I did not bring mine into the kitchen today. But it's super cute, and I'm sorry that I can't think of the name of the fabric, but it's got all kinds of stitchy notions on it, and it's super cute, and it's smaller. The one I purchased was what she calls the Donna Ray, which is kind of, it's formatted vertically, and it holds those half the charts that are folded in half really well. So you can always check out Mama Jones' Etsy shop to see if there's a bag that you want to go along with it. I did a limited run of floss packs for this chart, and I was shocked. I mean, I don't know why I was shocked. You guys are awesome at shopping the website, but they were gone in like an hour. So I will definitely do floss packs in the future. I wasn't sure how it would go over. I told you I really wasn't interested with listing, 1,000 individual colors of all the different floss colors on the website, but the floss pack was a hit. Also the fabric was a hit. However, I sent them out raw cut like I said they would be. I cut them with a rotary cutter. I don't have a sewing machine or a serger to tidy up the edges. But I mean, I think I priced them fairly considering. So everybody who ordered fabric, you should get that like probably tomorrow, because I mailed them all out. Most all of that went out yesterday, which was Monday. I think you guys have been really happy with the shipping and the service and the communication, which warms my heart because that was my whole goal. I mean, be a part of the solution, not the problem, right? I've had some problem experiences with online shops, and mistakes happen. In fact, I will go ahead and own that just today I had a customer who ordered a whole mess of charts, and I went to pull them all, and it turns out I was short one of them, and I know exactly how it happened. It happened with the waiting list situation because I pulled one for a customer and PayPal'd them and did not decrement it from my shop inventory. So I 100% completely own that mistake. And that's my biggest thing as a customer. Like, if somebody screws something up for me, just tell me that you did and how we can fix it. So I've already reached out to that customer, and I sent on the rest of her items. I've already reordered the chart that we were short. I will send that to her immediately as soon as it gets here, of course, for no charge to her. And I've also offered her an additional chart of her choice. So that's, mistakes happen. They happen, and I'll own them when they do. So, the whole waiting list thing will help me with that if you do it via email. That's the best way. Let's see. So we talked about Here Lies My Needles. Eliza Bellcox is in stock. I also have more coming. Again, I'm not sure how many people are still waiting for their charts because we have a very large group on Facebook doing the stitch along. I think it's in excess of like 250 people so far. And I feel like most everybody has their chart, or a couple people have asked me, hey, can you hold it for me until Friday, because I know I'm ordering a few more things, and then that way we can just ship it all out at once. And absolutely, I have no problem doing that. So, I do have some still if you need that. I kind of figure once we start stitching it and people start seeing the progress and all the different ways that it's done on the stitch along, that it will, there will be a resurgence in people wanting it, I think. So, I do have a Hands Across the Sea order coming in. Should be here by Thursday. So there'll be, so watch the website. If you've already messaged me for something, you're good. You don't have to watch the website. I got you. But if there was something else you were kind of interested in, I added a few additional, charts to the order, or books to the order. So when they get here, they'll be posted. I think that's about it. I'm still waiting to hear back from the Primitive Hair. She did like a bunch of back-to-back shows, and I have a really large order with her coming in, which I'm super excited about, but I'm still waiting for her to ship that from Italy. So be patient with that. As soon as I get that stuff, I'll post it to the Gulf Coast Stitches community page, which is kind of our internal shopping network page. The website is www.gulfcoaststitches.com. I don't know. I mean, I put it in the show notes, and I still have people saying I can't find the website, which I'm not sure why, but it's gulfcoaststitches.com. Okay, so I'm going to go through a few charts, not a lot. We're at 14 minutes, so this will be a quickie. So if you're stitching along and you hear something, look up, jot it down, go to the shop. Okay. Basket Full of Springtime by Brenda Gervais. Look how cute that is. I love it. I've got quite a few of these, so make sure you check. And I think I talked about the Gentle Arts colors for this, or a lot of them are the same throughout her springtime charts. So that's pretty cool. And I do have the ability to order floss packs for that. A couple people asked me about floss packs for random charts. I will get back to you. I did get your message, and hang tight because I'm still deciding how I'm going to handle and which charts I'm going to handle floss packs for. I'd showed this one before, but it's one of my favorites. Have Ye Any Wool? Love. Also by Brenda Gervais. Bluebird at my window. Or out my window. This is a small chart. This is 60 by 96. So you could do this like super fast. Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts. With, I don't see DMC conversion, but I'm sure it's in there. Look how cute that is. Love it. I've had a ton of requests for Adam and Eve samplers, which I think is kind of amazing. Like, I didn't realize, I'm pretty new to the sampler world, and I didn't realize that the Adam and Eve samplers, there's a whole, like, slew of people that's their thing. So I thought this was cute. It's not a reproduction sampler, but I do love it. This is 105 by 132, Weeks Dye Works and Classic Color Works. A&E. I think that's cute. By Brenda Gervais, Autumn's Fruitful Labor. I love this. Birds, pumpkins. I love it. This one's 137 by 227. It's a pretty heavy duty chart. There's a lot of pages in there. Okay, also Brenda Gervais, Springtime in Baltimore. I think I discussed on my last video that my grandpa was a Baltimore Oriole, so this has to happen for me. It's just pretty. I mean, you could do this as a box top, or you could do the individual motifs as ornaments. That would be so cute. I don't know how small each of the total stitch count is 120 by 162, so they're not that big individually. I love that. Okay, I think that's all my Brenda Gervais for today. All right, Hands-On Design, Stitch Over 2. Strawberry Alert. So this has a pillow and then 2 fobs charted. So cute. And it comes with 2 pieces of, it says use the faux rickrack as an edge guide for your seams. The texture is complete with a spot of wool for the needles and pins. So it's poofy. You know, you probably can't see that, but comes with that. And then, oh say can you see, this really isn't my style either, but I kind of love the fish and the crab specifically. So this is charted it's charted for a pillow and for the drum. So you can do it either way, whatever you like. And this comes with a piece of velveteen for finishing. Also very poofy and nice and luxurious. So you can use it for the back of your pillow or the top of your drum. Whatever floats your boat. Ha! That's pretty punny, right? I thought that was cute. So I've got some of those in. And then, by popular demand, The Never Ending Cycle. I'm sure a lot of you have already got this if you wanted it, but know that this is one of 3. It says that there will be 3 charts total in this Squeaky Clean series, and this is the first one. And it also says that they will all call for the same colors. So I thought that was awesome. So it's 6 colors, and it notes on the back that you need to grab 2 skeins of $38.49 if you want to do all 3, but otherwise 1 skein will do, yeah. So I thought that was cool. Kitty Alert, ink circles, 3 little kittens. I love this. I like it's Quakery, and it has kitties, and it has birds. I don't know what has happened to me that all of a sudden I'm down with the kitten charts. Little Kittens and Lost Mittens, ink circles. And this is an old ink circles, I think. No, it's not. 2018. It just looks, I guess the printing of it looks kind of rusticy. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that Dan has made like animal feeding paradise outside at the water's edge on our seawall for my birds, my squirrels, the red-winged blackbirds, the murder of crows that come on the daily. Now we have a ton of hummingbirds, which is awesome. I've never had hummingbirds before this year that I was aware of. So out there, he also built what we refer to as the squirrel condo. It's a really cool galvanized, like, condo home that has little windows and a door, and the squirrels can go in, and I put corn on the cobs on pegs in there so they can chew on those. And he even built like a little walkway bridge to a tree for them. It's super cute. I'll put a new picture on Instagram today if you just started following me. So when I saw this Red's treehouse, this had to come home to me because this legit is kind of the situation that my squirrels have. So that's Red, and he's got a little house on a tree branch. I loved it. Love this. Stitched in Gentle Arts with DMC conversion. And this is only 80 by 53, so this has to happen like post-haste for me. When? I don't know. On account of I have to do like 2 sals. Don't have to. I want to. Gotta do some sals and some other goodies. Sarah Jane Grant, 1845 Deconstructed by Summerhouse Stitchworks. Somebody is funny. I got a message today or last night that said, hey, I meant to ask if you could try to get your hands on this. I really liked it. And I said, sure, I'll go put it on my order. And then I did, and I was unpacking today's order, and it was in there already. So I was faster than I even knew I was. So this is cool. This is neat. So here's the original. I can show you the back of this. There's the original sampler. And then what Summerhouse Stitchworks has done is they've broke it down into 4 smaller pieces, which is pretty amazing. And you know I love this guy. I love this too. I love the whole thing. And I'm imagining it shows you really awesome finishing techniques on the back, which is nice. It's a beautiful chart. And of course, there's a lovely little story inside. It's model stitched on lakeside linen. I want to show you guys. Models stitched on lakeside linen on with Gloriana, but DMC conversion provided. So get your hot little hands on that. I love it. Back in stock by popular demand. Sweet Land of Liberty by Blackbird Designs. As always, just a beautiful book. I mean, these are like collector's books. These aren't just a chart. This book is, I think I can show you this. All the goodness that you get inside. Just beautiful. I'm ready to do some patriotic stitching soon. I don't know when soon will be, but it will happen. So Sweet Land of Liberty, I have several copies of that in stock. 5 patriotic cross-stitch projects. All right. Bendy Stitchy Fan Alert. Kathy Barrick's Bird Study. I may have showed this in the last video. Y'all, it's been a blur, but I know she just did this. If you follow her on Instagram, she shot me a message and told me she was going to be doing it, so I made sure to grab a couple extra copies if anybody wants to get in on that. I also need no excuse to purchase anything from Kathy Barrick because she's one of my favorites. So Bird Study, that's going in my to-be-done pile. Also, by popular demand, Blackbird Designs. These have been in and out of stock at the distributor, but I think we're good right now. This is from the Magical Mystery Tour series. Blackbird Designs, paying homage to the Beatles, Ed Sullivan Show, to commemorate that. So this is Eleanor Rigby, one of my favorite Beatles songs. On the back, though, they show if you're not into Eleanor Rigby, and you just want to do this as a birth sampler, here you go. Here's a way to do that. So I like that they provide different ideas for you to make it your own. So Eleanor Rigby, Strawberry Fields is back in stock. If you've asked to be on the waiting list for this, check your PayPal before you purchase off the site, because I did send out some invoices for this. I love this. And their charts are so nice, but this picture, I've seen people do this and it seems so much more vibrant. So this is the second one. So you got 1, 2. Third is Blackbird. This is a smaller chart. This is just a pin keep, I think. 75 by 87. But still, nice cardstock. True to form. Blackbird's awesome. I have the other ones in stock. The only thing I'm a little bit low on is Yellow Submarine, which I do have 1 or 2 of those, which will be listed this afternoon, because a few of you messaged me and said, hey, I want all of them if you can get them, and I was able to do that. So Octopus and Yellow Submarine, I think, are the 2 and Long and Winding Road that I had less of than others just because I had a waiting list. But I'll reorder, not to panic. If you want any of that stuff and it's out of stock, shoot me an email. You'll get yours before anybody else does. Kathy Barrick. Okay, y'all, this is gorgeous. Look at this. Painted wings. Bendy Stitchy, I don't know if you've done this yet, but I feel like you need this. This is stitched on Vintage Pear by Lakeside Linen, which is kind of green. I love everything about this. This is happening. Stay tuned because I have to do this. I love that. Painted Wings by Kathy Barrick. Also by Kathy Barrick, My Day is Not Complete. Or My Day Complete. I cannot count my day complete until needle, thread, and fabric meet, which is a saying that we see on a lot of cross-stitch stuff. But this one has a giant bird. I mean, if this bird is to scale, he's like a pterodactyl-sized bird, but I love it. Love, love, love. And you can make this your own in a zillion ways. So cute. I love all the, like, intermittent initials that are on here. So you can really tie this to whatever. If you want to stitch it for your sisters, your friends, your cross-stitch sisters, you know, you can really memorialize and commemorate your stitcherhood on a piece like this. I love it. As almost all of Kathy Barrick's charts are done with MPIs, but she has a DMC conversion, so you can do your own thing. Love that. So last weekend, I think it was, Tiffin Stitches. Tiffany was at her L&S, she has two within like 2 minutes of each other. She was at her L&S and they were celebrating an anniversary for the shop, which was amazing. She FaceTimed me in. I got to say hello to the shop owners, and she came across this chart, and I was like, buy me a copy of it, send it to me. I'm going to try to find it for the shop. So I did. The Christmas Witch. I mean, how cool is that? I absolutely love this. She stitched a hat for her black rat. She stitched a cake for her black snake. Oh, for pity's sake, the Christmas Witch. She loved to stitch. She stitched a mat for her black cat. This covers it. I put this in the Halloween, autumnal, and Christmas and Kathy Barrick folders on the shop site. So you should be able to find this pretty easily. So I've gotten a few messages about a search function on my site, and I disabled the one that was available to me, and I'm going to continue to shop for new ones because it just didn't work that well. Like, you would put in, if you searched the keyword Kathy or Barrick or Christmas, it would bring up like one item. So I'm not sure what was up with that. So I am currently hunting for a new one to put on the site. Until then, if you go to the home page, everything is listed there. If you scroll and scroll and scroll, I know it's becoming more and more. Believe me, I'm getting plenty of inventory in the house here. But if you go all the way to the right side where it says more and you click that little tab, all of the collections, as they're called, drop down. And so that's where you can click on Christmas, Autumn, Kathy Barrick, Hands-on Design. You know, a lot of those are just listed under that if you don't want to scroll through everything. I try to make it easy for you to find. And I am committing to find a better search bar function for the site. The one, like I said, that came with it was not worth using. Okay, so along the same vein as Kathy Barrick is Carriage House Samplings. I have all 4 ladies in the girls in the girls series. So this is Mary Margaret. Y'all, look at the raccoon. If you're stitching, look up at this. You may have seen it, but I love it. I love it. It's very Tim Burton-ish to me. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know what she was influenced by when she did this, but I love that. That's Mary Margaret. And then we have Molly. Molly with her fat cat. We have Susanna. Susanna does not have any animals with her. I love her hair. Oh, I'm missing one. There's also Elizabeth. I don't know why I didn't bring it over here. So there's Mary, Margaret, Molly, Susanna, and Elizabeth, all in stock, all on the shop site. And then the last one I have to show you today by Kathy Barrett is October 31st. Look at all the cuteness. I love this. This is 97 by 86, stitched in MPI Silks over 1. You can make it your own, do your own thing. You could do this in any kind of floss. It would look beautiful. I can think right now of some of these that I would do with Victorian Motto. Victorian Motto. Someone asked me, I meant to bring my floss down to show you guys. I'll do that in a part 2 video to this today to show you some things that I have acquired because it's definitely worth showing today for sure. Okay, so that's it for the shop update. So stay tuned. There'll be a part 2 video because I'm going to go upstairs and grab my Victorian Motto sampler threads that came in. Don't forget, I don't believe it's too late to email Nancy if you want to get your floss for the Eliza Bellcock sampler or your fabric. And make it your own. Don't feel like you have to do that. You can do it in whatever. If I could afford to do it in silks and, on 40 count silk, I probably would. I don't know if that's even a thing, but you do it your way. And we look so forward to seeing everybody's progress on that and seeing all the different ways that it's done. That's the fun thing about a stitch along. There's no rules. When we do start dates, it's just, the reason I've selected June 1st was just to give everybody a chance to get their supplies and not feel like they're behind, because there's been several times that I have, wanted to join in on a sal and I feel like I'm too late to the party, and then by the time I get my stuff in and kit it up, everybody's almost done. So that's why I wanted everybody to have a good long heads up on that. Here Lies My Needles is in stock, like I said. That starts on Monday the 16th. You can stitch it when you get it. If you've already got it, go right ahead. Just start posting your progress on the 16th so we can see what you've done. You can find me on Facebook at Gulf Coast Stitches Community is the best way. I do have a business page, but I don't update that near as much as I do the community page. And of course, on all the sals and all the places on Instagram. Tag me when you get your stuff. I love to see your progress on the charts that you've gotten from me, or when you get your stitch email. I'd love to see that. So tag me at gulfcoaststitcher.com or on Instagram. Sorry, not .com. You guys all know how to find me. So have a great day. I'll be back for part 2 shortly.